so y'all better kick. I got big dreams, you walk talk, when I walk, that's that big drip. When I slide down your block, now they pissed off, like I really give a I got big sauce, so y'all better catch up.
What is the big old deal, man? We are back talking for another one. Yeah, you already know it's your boy Don Mello. Damn, this motherfucker seems so bright, man. I missed my other camera though, but it's all good. We ain't even tripping, man. The show must go on. But we're gonna go straight into it. We got Jim Jones in the building, man. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get straight into it without further ado. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. But yeah, let's get it. Let me take that out. All right, man. So let's go.
Jim Jones was on Nightcap with Shannon, Sharpe, and Chad Ochocinco earlier tonight, and he got destroyed and embarrassed by Shannon Sharpe. I was watching this, and even I felt bad for Jim Jones. Shannon Sharpe is actually a really huge fan of Nas, so he wanted to confront Jim Jones about these comments that Jim Jones made on Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast earlier in this week.
There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in, that I came into light and started going crazy that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know.
Now Jimmy, Jimbo, Jimmy, Jim, Mr. Jones. Now you know that's a bold-faced lie. Everybody and their mama know who Nas is, bro. What are you talking about? That's a legend you talking about right there, man. Now, who don't know who Nas is, bro? Now, I think you meant to say that the other way around. Let's go.
But
I mean,
a lot of them know.
Yes.
But it's the era.
Some music.
No.
There's some kids that.
No, I love that.
There's some kids that love
My son's
hip-hop.
20, so I mean,
But he's your son.
He's your son.
He's your son.
No, but he knows.
My son,
they know about
my son can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like, let's keep it a buck here.
Yeah, but
let's keep it a buck. You heard? Let's keep it a buck because you'll bring it up. There must be some type of misconception or what's that word when it comes to Jim Jones and what Jim Jones have done in this game. A lot of these rappers,
we made them take the darkies off.
a lot of these rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself, Gold Records.
Bro, we only know one song. We know one song. Bowling. That's it. And I actually messed with Jim Jones. I was messing with him back when he did that one joint with the Game. It was him, the Game, and Cameron. I mean, those probably the only two songs I can actually name off the top of the dome. Now Nas, I can name at least I can name a couple. Let's not do that, man.
Platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. No, me, Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all them niggas' entries and shit like that. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody, but I hear the comparisons and the niggas trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this shit. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I got to show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the billboard entries, pull up Nas billboard entries, then pull up my billboard entries.
Things like
But the thing about it though, I don't like billboards. Yeah, you could have platinum plaque records. Hell, Vanilla Ice had a platinum plaque record. Shit, what's the dude name? I'm not even gonna get into that, but it's plenty of people that can have a lot of platinum records, gold records that you ain't never heard of, or that you know them for one song. That does not mean nothing. I feel like it matters when we talking about impact. When we talking about culture, when we talking about influence, when you niggas look at niggas like Tupac, when you look at niggas like Nas, when you look at people like Biggie, cultural impact, and just so they happen to have platinum records and stuff like that. I think they got those after they died. Not Nas, but like, come on, bro, let's not do this. Don't do that. And I'm not taking it away from Jim Jones. I'm not saying that, like, it's so many people that got platinum records and gold records and stuff like that that nobody can name 5 songs for them niggas.
Influence and who's better, that's purely subjective.
Exactly.
Purely. Somebody can hear Jim Jones rap and think Jim Jones is a better rapper than Nas.
What's going on? Shout
and
out to
vice
you.
versa. But what's not subjective are the numbers, the accolades, and the facts. And those are the things that Jim Jones lied about. Jim Jones will say that he has more Billboard entries than Nas, more platinum records, more hits. Well, that's just not true. Even by the metrics that Jim Jones brought up, he loses every time. Jim Jones wanted the solo artist stats, so we're just looking at the solo artist stats.
Oh, okay, hold on. See, like I said, look, We Fly High. That was in 2007. Nas got, he got, what song? He got, I Am. He got Nostradamus. He got Street Disciples. I know that song. I know damn near all these songs. God's Son, Stillmatic, Illmatic. Wait, these is his albums, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, okay, yeah, these are songs. Bro. Are you serious? Nas got hella platinum. Bro,
Nas has about 5 or 6 platinum albums. Jim Jones don't have a platinum album. Nas has, I believe, 1 or maybe 2 platinum singles. Jim Jones has 1 or 2, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, so yeah,
the We Fly High and the We Fly High remix, I believe, are both platinum. But nonetheless, though, just by the single artist stats, Nas is outperforming Jim Jones. Now, if we look at Billboard entries, Nas is also outperforming Jim Jones. Nas has 15 plus Billboard Hot 100 entries. Jim Jones have 2 Billboard Hot 100 entries. So, yeah, Nas win this as well. So, I don't know why he was asking us to pull up Nas' Billboard stats and his Billboard stats as if he was going to outperform Nas, which is just not true whatsoever. Jim Jones is the first man over 6 feet tall that has little man syndrome. He has confidence, like super confidence, that can sometimes appear to be delusion. Jim Jones feels like hip-hop is leaving him behind, that when people tell the history of his era, he's often not included, and that his influences are disregarded. Which, for the most part, he's kind of right? Like right now, when we wear Chrome Hearts, we don't think about Jim Jones. When we wear the belts, we don't think about Jim Jones. When we think about, like most of the fashion trends that's been like resurfacing within the last, 5 years or so, that comes from Jim Jones. But that's the fashion, not the music, right? And you can definitely demand your credit in the fashion,
for sure,
without overreaching or trying to compare yourself to somebody like Nas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, if Jim would have came with that approach, like the fashion, bro, he would have been able to win that. Cause for sure, he always been on the fashion side. He be putting that on, man. I ain't gonna hold you. But as far as music though, I know him from 2 singles, two hit songs that he had. And as you can see, and I'm not taking nothing away from Jim Jones. I still think he a dope artist, even though everybody be trying to call him the oldest YN. But I mean, hey, numbers don't lie.
Who most people will put in their top 10 rappers of all time category. Shannon Sharpe tries to tell Jim Jones exactly what I just said, tries to let him know he's somewhat delusional. Jim Jones wasn't going for it, and it ended up very heated.
Life right now, you know what I mean? The more I bless people, the more I get blessed. And it's just a testament of hard work and being resilient and being real with yourself. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when you talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that bullshit.
Listen,
you don't get to make an argument solely around one thing, and then once that thing get disproven, you want to pivot the argument to another thing. The argument that you was talking about wasn't about influence. You was talking about
exactly.
Catalog for catalog, Nas' catalog ain't messing with Miles. Look at the Billboard charts and come back to me. We looked at the Billboard charts and came back to Jim Jones, and now Jim Jones is trying to change the conversation.
But listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out.
He's still nice right now, bro. Do you not know the albums he dropped? King's Disease albums that he dropped. I think he dropped like 3 of them with Hit Boy. Them was all fire. Every album that he did with Hit Boy was all heat. What are we talking about? He's not outdated. He's still out rapping niggas. Yo, he's still out rapping your favorite rappers. What are we talking about? And I think Nas is like in his 50s. What? What is he talking about? What
What do you mean by that?
Come on, Jimmy. Jimmy. Get that out of here. I don't want to hear that. Can y'all name, I want y'all to name y'all top 5 Jim Jones songs. I'll wait. Let's go.
Dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit run, but Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like, he
Ain't
never
no
had
shame
that-
in that. There
he
a lot
never
of
had-
old folks
he
came up
never had
second to
that
Tom
type of-
Brady.
He never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you. I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit. I used to see him on TV. He had one of the illest
Okay, I can
albums
see
of
what you
all
mean by
time.
that then.
And then in high school when he had the barbecue and shit like that. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit like that. Like, I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm being honest. You ask me, I'm being a fan. I'm telling you, the movie Belly was fire, but after that, he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes? You ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys. You heard?
Hey, Jim.
Yo, and people out here acting like I said I'm gonna bring the Kofi list back. I just told you I'm gonna change man. Steph Law, Key, you dig?
Nah, look, I'm put it to you like this, here, Jim. Hey, bro, you been at this thing, but lyrically,
I'm going to be real with you. Building a marketing agency.
Hey, Shannon Sharpe keeping it
You've
all
got
the
to
way
awkwardly
in
reach
100
out to
though.
strangers every day to get clients ice cold.
He keeping it
You've got
100. If you think we about to say,
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Jim Jones' emotions and confidence is so fragile that he begins to go personal. Shannon Sharpe was only talking about music, talking about rap skills. Jim Jones then began to take a dig at Shannon Sharpe's wardrobe and how he dressed. And he's sort of dog whistling, the sexuality questions regarding Shannon Sharpe as well. So Shannon Sharpe sees this, he takes notice of it, and Shannon Sharpe begins to dig back as well. But Jim Jones didn't know it at the time, but he was sort of digging himself into a hole that he wasn't going to get
like
out
a midlife crisis,
because
y'all.
essentially what he did right here was gave Shannon Sharpe any and all justification that when Shannon Sharpe really wanted to bleed him, he could bleed him, right? Shannon Sharpe could really roast him and make him feel really small, which takes place later in this podcast.
Yeah,
Y'all
but look
ain't
how you
effing with
dress.
Nas.
Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. And the
But
things that we listen to
I
me,
can
the
be in the
things-
church
the
house.
thing-
You can't
the
F with
things-
Nas
the things
lyrically.
that we-
I don't know who
that-
told you that. Now look, y'all know you on that
things
good
we
stuff,
listen
but
to,
you
the
not
things that
seeing
you listen
Nas.
to. Bro,
You
it's a
not
bunch
seeing
of
Nas, bro.
You got a bunch
Let's
of
be
40
real.
and 50 you got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better
It
than
don't
Nas.
matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Ain't nobody,
all in
listen,
your
ain't
all in
nobody
your
from
film.
Dipset gonna
Shannon,
take you
that
over
shirt-
Nas.
that
Nobody
shirt
from the
too-
Diplomats
that
but
shirt-
you.
That
Hey,
shirt
I
too
got
tight.
hold on,
You
Jimmy,
ain't
hold
F
on.
with Nas.
That shirt too
Let's
Hold
be
on,
tight.
real.
hold on.
That
Jimmy,
shirt too tight. You want to go back
hold
to
on.
I really mean it? I really mean it started. We could go back
No,
to
but
the
I'm just
history,
saying,
bro.
for you to
Don't
even
do
say that.
bro. Don't do that, bro. That shirt
Hold on,
too
hold on.
tight
Said
for you to
it.
be sticking
I
up for Nas.
got a question. I got a
Nas
question.
stick up for itself and meet me in a booth for something if we want to do something historical.
He-
I would
he-
never-
Bro, Nas was, bro. I don't think go listen to them King Disease album, bro. That nigga was snapping on there. I don't think he want to do that. He's gonna end your career, my boy. Stick to the fashion. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, you getting all, man, you talking about people getting, man, come on, bro.
Nas say he don't do
go
that
out
no
like
more.
that.
Nas say he don't do that.
because he got $100 million. He's a very wealthy man. You heard he's a very smart businessman. He caught a couple business flicks.
Hold on. Jimmy, hold on. I got a question.
Jim Jones gets so upset that Shannon Sharpe don't agree with him and he's arguing him down. That Jim Jones then said quite possibly the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard anyone say. Jim Jones then said that Shannon Sharpe, by the way, the owner of Club Shay Shay, who got an interview on his platform that has surpassed over 80 million views. That Shannon Sharpe, who has multiple YouTube channels with over 1 million subscribers, that Shannon Sharpe apparently is clickbaiting and brought Jim Jones on to get him views and to turn up his podcast. Jim Jones really believes that he's providing Shannon Sharpe with a stimulus package and that Shannon Sharpe needs him for views. That's when Shannon Sharpe had to put him in his place, man.
I can sing more Nas records than you right now. So you are capping. You are capping. That's what you're doing.
First of all, bro,
you are
I'm about to be
capping.
50.
I'm a bigger Nas fan than you are. You are capping.
First of all,
and I still can tell you
I'm
he can't
57.
rap than me
I
right
don't be
now.
singing no rap. I don't be singing no rap.
You see what I'm saying, Ocho? He don't even know about rap. He just doing this for the views to get Jim Jones on there to get him hot. I understand, but you don't
Get
know
him
no
hot.
Nas lyrics. You don't know Nas
You better
lyrics.
check the
You don't
podcast
know
space.
no
Hey,
Nas lyrics.
now you better talk.
Sing 16.
Hey,
Singing,
this is the
sing a
biggest
Nas
podcast
record.
you ever been
Name
on.
one Nas record.
This
Bro,
is the
sing
biggest
one Nas
podcast
track.
you ever been on.
Do you
No
know-
other podcast
do you know
you been
Nas
on
track?
bigger than this one.
Hold on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
a
We off
pod- I'm
topic.
not a
Hold on, hold
podcaster.
on.
No,
Jimmy,
no,
hold
no,
on,
This is
hold
what
on.
I do. You see
Name
you
a
in your
podcast you been
feelings?
on
You see
bigger
in
than
your
this
feelings?
It's a stick swinging contest. Golly. We talking about Nas, man, getting off topic, like grown men getting in their feelings, which I don't mind because we reacting to this shit, but man, like, it ain't, is this that serious? Like, is that serious? It's not that serious. And then you get into somebody, you get under somebody's skin when they start taking everything, like they start taking personal shots at you. Like, bro, it's not that deep.
Get big, you get invited to Club Shay Shay.
This is what I do.
Nas get invited to
You a
Club
po-
Shay Shay.
you a podcast- I don't
Jadakiss
give a
get
fuck
invited to
about
Club
no
Shay
Club
Shay.
Shay
You
Shay.
not
Yo.
on that level yet, bro.
We
Slow
all-
down.
we all-
It's for
Temper.
little young
Hello?
white girls. Chill out.
We
Chill
off
out. Don't play
topic.
with me, bro. Chill
We
out.
off topic.
You're dealing with the wrong one, bro.
Right here, bro.
I
You heard
don't
me?
care nothing about nothing that shit you got to say, bro. You might as well take me
Hello?
off this shit.
Hey, we here. You can't out
Leave
talk
me
me.
alone, bro.
You might can out rap me, but you can't out talk me.
Don't nobody want to go to Club Shay Shay. Nobody want to buy no VIP tickets to that shit. Nobody rushing to go to that shit. You
Biggest
ain't got
podcast
nothing
you ever
lit
been
in
on.
Club Shay Shay.
Hey,
you
If
do
you
got a good
fortunate, you get
podcast.
an invite.
You do got
Ain't
a good
nobody
podcast.
listening to me?
The podcast is tremendous. You
My
and
nigga
Ocho do your
Ocho
thing.
there like-
Don't get it twisted, bro. I don't care
Hey.
nothing about no fucking podcast,
Hey,
bro.
That's exactly what I mean when I say Jim Jones and his confidence can somehow lead into delusion. This man really stated with a straight face that him being on Shannon Sharpe's podcast is gonna get Shannon Sharpe hot again. As if Shannon Sharpe don't have like top 5 biggest podcasts in the world right now.
Though.
I
mean,
don't know,
that's facts.
man. Jim, the Nas argument isn't really the way. You don't need to do that, bro. right? Like to get your credit. You could get your credit other ways, man. All right,
Exactly.
Maybe build something, right? Like build your own podcast. Maybe build your own fashion brand. All right. If you can make,
Well, I think you
make
do got a
Chrome
fashion
Hearts hot,
brand.
if you can make the
Rap Life
BB
or
Bells
something
hot,
like that.
you could go ahead and start your own fashion brand and get hot that way. Go the Yeezy route. You don't have to do these things, man. Because the more you do these things, the more you get discredited. The more people take away credit from you because you embarrass yourself and you make yourself look crazy.
You take it, and I feel like the more Jim Jones do stuff like this, I feel like, bro, you're if you that dude, you shouldn't have to say it. People gonna recognize it regardless. Like, for instance, when Soulja Boy was making the statements he was making, he was the first to do this and first to do that. Guess what? When he spoke on it, guess what? Everybody went and did their research, and he had receipts. And they could, and even some people didn't even have to do no research and get the receipts. They just know. Like, he definitely did do that. He was the first to do that. Like, if it's the proof is in the pudding, that's basically what I'm saying. But like, I feel like when you gotta like praise yourself and kind of exalt yourself, it doesn't. It looks like it takes away from your legacy, bro. It ain't like people don't know who Jim Jones is. Everybody know who. Most people know who Jim Jones is, right? And I agree with Flacco. Man, do something else because you at the age now, bro. Look at Kanye. Kanye, yes, he makes dope music and everything like that, but guess what? People, get me wrong, he could sell out arenas and all that, right? Still, to this day. But guess what, though? He's more focused on the fashion. You know what I mean? people more focused. He's more focused on the fashion. More people mess with Ye for the fashion, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion though. But man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Yeah, man. And I'm gonna get at y'all on the next one.
Every day it's like I feel more pressure, give more effort. Bill steady rolling in the due day crept up. Feel like I'm next up, life gon' test ya. My range close, aim, know the boy a heavy stepper. Things change, rearrange, ain't no crime body. Heart is weaving through the smoke, got my vision cloudy. Heavy stress on my brain, ain't no way around it. Navy SEAL when I flow, no you can't drown me. No brakes, all gas.